Carolina Preps fans, the spring football tour is continuing here in Johnston County. Cleveland High School coach Scott Riley. Coach, all you guys seem to do out here is win. JVs, varsities, it doesn't matter. Enjoyed sitting here talking about your program. How's the spring looking for you guys?
Looking good. We actually start spring practice today, but the guys have been working really hard in the weight room and out in the track. So we're excited about the team that's going to start practicing today, and we'll know a little bit more how it all meshes together over the spring and summer.
How do you use this spring? Is it more, installation and the plays terminology, or are you guys out there really looking for who steps up and ready to shine on Friday nights? Like, what's your philosophy for when it comes to spring?
Yeah, for the guys that are coming back, we try to throw everything at them and see what we're good at and what we're not. So it's a lot of experimentation. Part of it is for us to figure out what our strengths and weaknesses are, for the kids to figure out what they're best at and what they need to work on. And then you also have kids that haven't played football before, are going to try it out for the first time, that might add depth to your team. So for them, it's just, hey, this is how I put my helmet on, this is how I get my stance. Yep. and get those basics. So when we get to the summer, they can start really learning and growing as a football player.
I mentioned you guys just seem to win varsity, JV. You've got like a 52 game regular season streak on varsity. I think last year may have been the first time your JVs lost, a close one. Tell us about how that translates from your JV success up to the varsity.
Yeah, it's hard to learn how to win unless you're winning some. So, and it creates an expectation of success when you're putting in the right kind of work. And I think the biggest message we talk to our kids is it's about the preparation and the process of getting ready for a game. And it translates past just football. If you put in this work and you're focused and you're doing all the things right, more times than not, you're going to be successful. And they learn that because most times we are winning. So if you can be doing all the right things and then lose, and then you start losing faith in the process and your coaching and staff and those kind of things from the kids. So it definitely helps us bring those important messages to the players, and they expect to win, so they're going to be in an advantage once the game starts.
Sure. Your quarterback position, you graduate an incredible quarterback, got a lot of wins under his belt. How do you feel about that position moving in? Any young guys coming up that's about to become household names here in this Cleveland community?
Yeah, Jackson Bird did a great job as a 3-year starter for us, and top 10 in pretty much every passer category in state history. So, we were lucky to have him and blessed to have him. But Owen Holbert is been our JV quarterback for 2 years, so this will be his junior year for us, and he's poised to have a good one. Obviously, he's got to earn it with some other guys pushing him a little bit in that position, but he'll start spring ball as the number one guy, and we expect big things out of him. We've had a long streak, even back to before I was head coach, but here at Cleveland, and our staff was at Hartnett Central before that. Every quarterback that's played for Coach Capps, who's our quarterback coach and offensive coordinator, has gone on to play in college. So the system helps, but obviously he's done a very good job of picking the right person to pull the trigger. So we expect some of that same stuff with Owen.
Yeah, about 6 or 7 years ago, I was up here for a game, and you pointed to this young little freshman, number 28, and said he was going to be a pretty cool guy, pretty good guy, and he definitely turned out to be a first-round draft pick. And, of course, I'm talking about former Mr. Football, Omarion Hampton. First, congratulations. It's got to be an honor as a head coach to coach a young man that goes in the first round. That's the coolest thing. But any other young guys like that coming up that you think are some big-time talents?
Yeah, we have a lot of good talent. Hopefully they'll make it in the NFL. Omarion at a very young age jumped off the page with his superior talent, but we got some good guys that colleges will be in here to look at with Jalen King, Christian Clark, Cameron Melvin in the senior class. Porter Bennett will amongst others, and then we talked about Owen Holbert and KB Farrell was our starting running back last year. He'll be back for his junior year. So there's some guys that colleges will certainly be interested in. And one thing we talked about a lot with our players is Omarion had a lot of talent, but he also did the things that took no talent really well. Worked hard in the weight room, did really well in the classroom and with his schoolwork, and did those things that don't take a whole lot of talent,
Yep.
but that grit and that hard work is a talent unto
Mm-hmm.
itself, and it takes both of those things to be truly elite.
Yes.
And you get drafted 22 overall. There's not many people better at the craft than you are. So we'll keep emphasizing that with our players too. Your talent will take you so far, but it's the things that have no talent that will determine how successful you'll be.
I think you're giving us some keys to your program, why you guys are so successful. But Coach Riley, I appreciate you having me over talking football, especially here during your school day. But this has been great, and I certainly wish you a lot of success this year.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir, Coach.